2.
You are the world's heavyweight champion, idolized by millions. You got a championship belt, and I don't. Now let's talk about guts. You've had a broken rib, and you got lots of cards and lots of sympathy. Cactus Jack's been wrestling with broken ribs for years, and what does he get? Spit on! Guts. I got him, and you don't. So what makes you think you're fit to step into the ring with me in a match where balls going anywhere? Up and down the Gulf Coast, could it be, Sting, that you're doubting your own talents, that you're doubting your own guts? Well, I got no interest in being a part of your personal growth process. I'm going to take you down. Bang, bang!
How's it going, everybody? This is the wild child, Connor Hopkins, the handsome coyote in those damn coyotes. And you are listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast with DB, Primo, and AJ.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following Sit Down Marks podcast is set for one fall. Introduce first your heel host that is always helping to spread the good word of wrestling, Dirty Bird. Next up, the co-host from the land of the rattlesnake, Mr. Team Extreme, editor and producer, Primo. And finally, your co-host, straight out of your mama's kitchen, driver of the grip wagon, straight off a cliff, assistant editor and producer, AJ.
All right, welcome everybody. Episode number 60 of the Best Kept Secret in Wrestling podcast. Thank you, TW Ward, as always, the voice of Memphis Wrestling, for that really awesome introduction. We really appreciate it. Episode number 60, boys. 60, another milestone here, inching our way ever so closer to 100, hopefully.
That's right. That is right. Number 60. I think, at this point, you've definitely been on here for over 50 episodes, AJ.
Yeah. I think this is my 53rd, I want to say. 53rd?
Solid.
Look at me go, doing things. Also, I turned on my mic. I didn't turn it on before, and I said like 4 things. So, they weren't important.
Anything you want to run back? Nope.
Yes. Wait, no, I forgot what I was saying. Shit. Hi.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome, boys. Episode number 60 of the Sit Down Marks podcast. I want to thank everybody listening on all those podcast platforms right now. And I especially want to thank all my fellow stoners out there. It's our day today, people. Just want to say, smoke weed and watch wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
Whatever happened to Cypress Hill? How come they don't make music anymore?
They have a documentary coming up.
Yeah, they're still around. So, happy holiday to all my fellow stoners out there, and appreciate you tuning in. And speaking of people tuning in, one of fellow stoners and friend of the podcast here. Tell them about it, Beef.
It's the Beefster here, and I'm telling you, you better turn into the Sit Down Marks podcast with AJ, Dirty Bird, and Primo. And if you don't, Beef's gonna have to hit you with that beefy bomb. Tune in, folks. They won't disappoint you.
Oh, Beefster. Love Beef, man. He's getting a lot of high-profile matches here lately, so it's been picking up steam. So appreciate it, Beef, man. We'll see you out there here real soon, and you better listen to the pod, or you're going to get that beefy bomb. So, Beef's been with us almost since day one, just about. Speaking of 60 pods, he was one of the first guys to lend a hand to us, so we definitely do appreciate it. So, but thank everybody listening right now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and all those other ones, and also on Sports Wire online radio Fridays at 6:15, right before the Thomas Bryce Show, and also throughout the week. So please do us a favor. If you really want to help us out, man, if you listen to the pod, we do want you to tell a friend, but we need that review from you. Go hook us up. That really helps us out. And we really do appreciate it, man. And on whatever platform you listen from, any review that you give us, we really do appreciate it. And thanks once again. The pod is growing, and we couldn't be more happier right now. So let's kick this thing off how we know. The pop of the pod's coming up here. Let's see what the old jukebox has for us here today. Good old hacksaw. I knew that.
I was like how he did. He always did this.
The tongue thing. Yep.
Tough guy.
Yeah, I beat you to it there,
Oh!
you sucker.
I bet I beat you to a 2x4 that was made out of sponge material that from the 80s. I bet you didn't have one of those, did you? God, I wish I'd have kept that thing. That would have been antique now, huh?
I wish that you also would have kept it so I can steal it from you, because things stolen from you mean so much more than things that I actually had in my childhood. That's why I just like stealing things from you. Don't pay attention to that. Don't.
One thing you're never going to take away is I just want to let you guys know, hello, this is the Kurt Angle you guys might have forgotten because since he left home, but I'm the champ now, so. We went and ran errands together, to get him a little acclimated to normal life since, being tucked away. So, but he's having the time of his life. Just want to let you guys know. So just want to say hello and yeah.
You better be putting his seatbelt on when you take him to the grocery store.
Oh, I do.
Be putting that sweet Kurt in danger.
I do. I put him up in the front of the cart too and push him through like he's
excellent.
He said that Kurt left home recently. Because he did leave home recently.
Well, I mean, that was home to him at that time, but home is what he knows now.
It's the home he knows. He's been here twice.
He's been here. Yeah, he's been here a long time. So it's like I said,
he's been on vacation twice.
All right, AJ, what's going on in wrestling history this day?
Hey, AJ, I want to come back to my place, which is also your place. I don't know. What the fuck day is it?
Right.
This day in wrestling history, which is April 20th. For all you marks out there.
And stoners.
Justice there. And stoners and stoner marks. Starks.
The marks.
Moners. Moners. You bunch of moners. On this day in wrestling history, in 1895, back when Dirty Bird purchased his first pair of Levi jeans, because that's when they came out as well, getting ready to travel to the Chicago's World's Fair. That was like 10 years later, but whatever. 1895, Martin the Farmer Burns, very intimidating, defeated Evan Strangler Lewis for the American heavyweight title in Chicago, Illinois. How about that shit? Farmer beat the Strangler. Got like corn-fed strength. So that's why he won. In 1933, Earl McCreary defeats Jack Taylor in Calgary, Alberta to win the Canadian heavyweight title. Those are two very prestigious titles, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew that. Very prestigious.
Very prestigious.
So we're going to skip ahead all the way to actual. I mean, those were actual, but in 1998, and this is the night after the Spring Stampede from WCW, Nitro was held in the World Arena in Colorado Springs. Goldberg defeated Raven to win the WCW United States title, which was his first title ever in professional wrestling. And then later on that very same show, Hulk Hogan beat Macho Man Randy Savage for the WCW heavyweight title, ending Savage's one-day run.
Macho Man. Wow.
He got shit on whenever Hogan was around. Is Hogan around? I'm going to shit on you, fucking Macho. It makes me sad.
It is.
What else? This is a really weird day for.
Yeah, everybody was chilling, getting stoned, man. Nobody wanted to wrestle, dude.
Everyone was. Yeah. The other one I got is at a taping of WWE SmackDown. Rikishi and Scotty 2 Hotty lost the WWE Tag Team titles to Charlie Haas and Rico. The match ended when Rico kissed Scotty 2 Hotty, distracting him enough for Charlie Haas to get the roll up. How about that? And then I'm going to end this on a sad one of my favorites of all time. On this day in 1999, Rick Rude, all you Kansas City sweat hogs, passed away at the age of 40 years old.
Oh, man. One of the best ever. One of the best lines ever. I just love how he'd go to towns and rip on their women and on their dudes. Yeah. And, it was great.
More jacked than anyone has ever been in wrestling.
Right. Yeah. He looked like Magnum P.I. already. You know what I mean?
I can't believe he was only... How is he only 40? He looked 40 in, the mid-80s.
Right.
Weird.
Yeah.
When he was 12.
Great heel, too, Strange. Man. Great heel.
One of the best. One of the best of all time. So that... Yes, you in the purple.
No, he's right here.
Yeah, Rick Rude. Yeah, it was on the Beach Blast card with Ricky Steamboat.
Did you guys watch that match? The Iron Man? Beach Blast?
No, I didn't. Good. I just watched this match that we covered today. I didn't.
Negative.
Yep.
It was pretty good. I recommend going back and checking it out. Pretty good.
We probably will.
The only person who was almost as roidy as allegedly roidy.
I mean,
as
this picture
is
they have Steamboat gigantic.
I mean, that picture is fairly accurate too. It's almost an accurate representation. But that is what I have for this day in wrestling history. I don't have any birthdays because I couldn't find any new ones. So fuck off with your birthday nonsense.
Very good. Shout out to Mad Dog Connolly. Today's his birthday. So.
Why was that on my list? I mean, I love Mad Dog.
You already fucked all the birthdays, so.
Yeah, right.
Fine.
Nice.
No, I take it back. Mad Dog's awesome. Happy birthday, Mad Dog.
Heck yeah.
That's what
Primo,
I got.
what's going on in the headlines, brother?
Nothing like a good news giggle.
Is the stove hot today?
Is the stove hot today? Well, I don't know because I am not straight out of AJ's mama's kitchen. So,
but goddamn right you're not.
It was hot on the day that we won the Chef Boyardee Beefiest Beefaroni Award. That was us. We did it. The Beefiest Beefaroni Award. Not the Chili Mac, not the ravioli. The Beefiest Beefaroni. That was us. I mean, come on. Look at us.
Man, when those awards start getting here, or maybe you guys are getting them, I don't know, but
no, I got the Beefiest Beefaroni.
Okay, it's I don't know where I'm gonna put these things.
Oh my gosh. So
I put it in my kitchen.
It's a can of beefaroni. All right. So according to Sean Ross Sapp, Fightful Select has learned that WWE does have interest in the ROH and AAA Tag Team Champions FTR. However, AEW has gone on to inform Fightful that as of now, FTR has over a year remaining on their current deals.
They do this with everybody. When when a year up, if they haven't renewed within a year, it's always the talk. Especially right now with guys being able to jump around on companies. It's really, really just freaking soap opera dramatic.
Could you imagine if just WWE just sucked it up and let everybody jump around on them too?
Yeah, it would benefit the company so much.
It would be so awesome. Just random people showing up all the time.
Yeah, it'd be fucking amazing.
It would make me want to tune in a lot more.
Kind of pissed me off too that they're now like, God, WWE showing interest in FTR. It's like you fucking fired FTR, and now they were awesome when they worked for WWE, and now that they're killing it elsewhere, like, oh, that FTR, better bring them back.
Well, I mean, they did with Cody, same thing, fired him too. So
after fucking him over for God knows how long with Stardust.
Right. Speaking of letting people go, they didn't let him go, but Kushida has departed from WWE. His contract expired. He just decided to walk away.
Yeah.
Best move for him, honestly.
Yeah, definitely best move for him. Sure.
Next up, all you out there in Tennessee, specifically living near Hendersonville, Tennessee, you have good news coming your way because Jerry Lynn has opened the FXE Wrestling School. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, that is pretty cool. Nice.
I love Jerry Lynn. He's awesome.
Fucking legend.
I want to go to that wrestling school.
This next one's for you, Dirty, and all
Let's
the
do
rest
it.
of you,
Bring it.
potheads. Step aside, Austin 316.
That's a label.
WWE has unveiled a new shirt just in time for today, and it is none other than RK Bro 420. And on the back it says RK Bro 420 says I just smoked your ass.
Yep. And it's all
Very
green
good.
and yep. All these videos are surfacing today of Riddle and RVD, seeing each other. So yeah, man, they're making it cool to smoke weed, man. Let's end this stigma, dude. Like for real. I mean, anybody knows me knows it. Oh, go ahead.
Is there still a stigma attached to it?
I mean, kinda. Yeah, I mean, kinda.
I guess
you know what I mean?
right,
Like,
yeah.
especially with professional sports and stuff, I think. But, I mean, I kind of think there always kind of will be. I mean, it depends on what way you look at it, I guess. So, I mean, anybody knows me knows I'm a cannabis activist guy, whatever you want to call him. But, I mean, I'm not pushing any agendas. But, but I like seeing this on the mainstream. Jokes aside, I like it. It's like, yeah. Riddle's
Plus, it is
fucking
pretty
badass and he smokes a lot of weed.
Plus, I do like the fact that WWE has an official shirt that not promotes, but is like, yeah, okay, we're going to lean into this.
Yeah.
I saw somewhere else
Fucking
too
shit.
that WWE talent has come to like Fightful and been like, they haven't even been tested for marijuana in forever. That's not a thing anymore.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
And finally, Killer Cross had this to say on Twitter today. He says, "Hello everyone, Elizabeth, aka Scarlet Bordeaux, and I have recently eloped. We're married. We flew to Alaska, hopped on a helicopter, and flew to a glacier for a very private ceremony. And then, of course, they wrestled the next day."
Yes.
Very cool.
Wait, they got married on a glacier?
Yeah, in Alaska.
Seems chilly.
Yeah.
It's pretty badass.
I mean, I hope he didn't just bring his nipple
The
suspenders.
nipples?
Otherwise, he's going to be very cold.
Yeah,
poor
but
Killer
that
Cross.
is today in the headlines.
All right. Well, time for the fan shout out. You can DM us on Twitter at SitDownMarks and let us know where and when you listen to the podcast, and we will shout you out on the pod. Today's shout out goes to Derek from New York. I'm assuming it's maybe the city, might just be the state or whatever, but I just always assume it's the city, but whatever. What's going on, Derek? Thanks for checking out the pod, man. Derek said he listens on his way to work, which he said he rides a bike with headphones, so he gets to check us out sometimes, and that's how he listens to it. I think he might be a friend of maybe somebody else that got shouted out, because he said that he heard from us from another guy that we had mentioned previously on the pod. So look at that. Wrestling fans telling other wrestling fans about us. It's working. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, man.
It's really cool.
Thank you, Derek, for tuning in. I just have to say that when you're riding that bicycle, please be careful, my friend, because we are some funny motherfuckers, and we don't want to cause you to have a wreck.
I mean, yes. See, look how funny that was. Look at that shit right there.
Right, yeah. Less is more.
All
right?
the jokes.
Less is more.
But no, seriously, thank you for listening, and feel free to share with any other wrestling friends you have, and non-wrestling friends too. Make them listen to us anyway.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Just start force feeding us.
Yeah. Thanks, Derek.
All right, so we officially retired, at least for now. Maybe bring it back later. AJ's movie of the week. So we're going to. We don't have quite a name for this segment yet, but you kind of going to get the idea of what we're going, and then we'll bring it full force to you next week with the full production. So no more movie of the week. Here's what we got for AJ this week.
AJ's clip of the week.
AJ's clip of the week, eh? Yeah, I like it. So, I came across a classic. I don't know if you guys like Sprite at all. I personally don't. I think Sprite is gross. However,
Sprite's pretty good.
It reminds me of barfing when I was a kid. I can't handle it. Same reason I don't like soup. Anyways, there's a Sprite commercial where, this little kid named Timmy or Billy or whatever the fuck his name is, wins a contest, and Sting, in full Crow Sting getup, knocks on his door and informs the little kid that he's won a contest to wrestle him, and so the parents quickly move the furniture out of the way, and this bell rings, and then Sting proceeds to absolutely pummel this 10-year-old kid, like beats the shit out of him, like on the commercial and everything.
Absolutely.
And it's the greatest thing I've ever seen. Watching Sting beat up a 10-year-old and like slam his face into like a table and then like run him along like the fireplace mantle.
Yeah.
And so it's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. It's wonderful.
I've watched this multiple times, and then I also sent it to my brother. I loved it so much.
Nice.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
So, without further ado.
Yes!
Wow, the stinger.
Timmy, I'm from the Dream Come True Fantasy Foundation. You ready to wrestle?
You bet. Mom, Dad, it's really him. Hold on. Now I'm ready.
It looks so real.
Don't count on Sprite to do anything but quench your thirst.
He beats the shit out of that kid.
He does. Like I like when he picks him up and he like on top of the mantle, just cleans the whole mantle off.
I like when he throws him against the wall and just shatters whatever.
China. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he's like, "Are you ready, Timmy?"
Right.
All
yeah.
friendly and stuff, and then beats the fuck out of him.
I enjoy these, man. These are going to be good.
That
Man.
beating.
Yep. Nice. These are going to be good. So you kind of see where we're going with AJ's thing here, man. So I think you guys are going to like this, man. This is going to be pretty sweet here. So, all right. Yeah, let's get it rolling, man. Welcome to the show. I'm the Dirty Bird. It's time to talk about what we're going to talk about. Lost my place there. We're going to bring you the highlights of the week in wrestling, including going over the Impact Wrestling pay-per-view Rebellion card that's coming up this weekend. We'll break that down really quick for you. Also, we're going to top off our virtual promotions with our absolute very final draft. And we're going to finish up our promotions and tell you what we got planned for that. And also, finally, the wild child, Connor Hopkins, joins us to talk about his young career, biggest matches so far, and to talk about his very huge steel cage match this Saturday night versus Bucky Collins as the rivalry has to come to an end at the 5-year Zawa Live anniversary show in Dixon, Illinois. This one's going to be a blast, man. I'm ready to get this thing going. Shout out to Hartenbauer. I'm got his shirt on today, man. He's got a big match against Cody James this Saturday night. Let's get it rolling, man. Let's get this recap going here, Primo.
This is Levi Cooper.
Hey, this is Buck Nasty, Bucky Collins.
This is Big Beef.
What's up, bozos? This is Trevor Outlaw, and you're listening
And you're listening to the Sit Down Marks.
Sit Down Marks.
Sit Down Marks.
And you're listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast with DB, Primo, and AJ.
All right. Let's, we're going to be talking about that show later with Connor, but I want to remind you guys coming up, Iron Spirit Pro comes back to Bloomington, Illinois for the first outdoor show of the year at the Station Saloon, Saturday, May the 7th, sponsored by your boys here, the Sit Down Marks podcast. We'll be there working and giving away free merch. The main event, the champion Brubaker is putting the title on the line against the undefeated at Iron Spirit Pro, Dante Leon. It's going to be a really awesome card there Saturday, May 7th at the Station Saloon. It's an outdoor event. So grab those tickets, man. They're already flying off the shelves, and we'll be talking about that later on closer to that show. All right, AJ, you ready to roll, man? It's AEW time, man. Let's let us know what happened there, brother.
Woo!
Woo! Wrestling!
Calm down. Or don't. I like the enthusiasm. Excuse me, I coughed. So, AEW Dynamite a week ago today started off with CM Punk versus Penta Oskiro. I like this because this is CM Punk's like the start of his like journey to the world title.
Yeah.
And like this is like the official kind of kickoff of it.
Right.
Yeah. He still looks like he's having a blast.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. And he's going to continue having a blast until he probably loses to Hangman, which will be awesome if he does, because that'll solidify Hangman in a very big way.
I feel like so if you ever play Mortal Kombat, they have the tower, and you have to get up past all the people on the tower to get to the boss. That's like what Punk's doing now. He's like he's on the tower.
It is, yeah. Starting at the bottom, and even though Penta Oskiro is
but he's got to beat all the bosses to be able to get to the final boss.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like Wardlow's doing.
Right.
You know, like a lot of storylines like that. Yeah.
I like it. However, I was worried during this match because I thought for sure that Punk was injured. Like, did you guys see when he went for that? Yeah, I thought he fucked up his knee. Either that or it was just good psychology. I don't know. I haven't seen any reports of him actually being hurt.
Yeah.
But it was a great match. It was a great. It ended when Punk caught Penta in midair and delivered the go to sleep. It was fucking cool.
Yeah, it was impressive stuff, man.
Yeah,
Penta's
it was
great,
really good
man.
match.
He should get more credit than he does.
Who, Penta?
Penta, yeah.
He really is.
I mean, he'll the Zero Miedo, like that's like he does that like down your throat too much, but like ring wise, like man, I saw him and Sami Callihan wrestle live like so many times, man. It was like he's just fantastic, man. He's awesome.
Yeah.
And he'll do anything too. It's great.
He's I also stopped counting the Penta Zero chants long ago. So I'm like, I just want to watch him wrestle. Like, I don't even give a fuck about the chants anymore.
Hey.
Up next, we had Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus versus Red Dragon. Good match. Jurassic Express, of course, got the win. But the interesting thing about this was that FTR kind of implemented themselves into the title picture, which is fantastic because now I think they're going to win all the titles, which they absolutely should.
Right.
Moving on.
Yeah, they came out to the stage with all their gold around them.
Yeah,
and they look cool as shit.
Yeah.
Hey, one more.
They're so freaking over right now. Like
it's amazing.
They're hot, dude.
Yes, they're the hottest act in AEW, and there are a lot of hot acts in AEW right now. Up next, MJF and versus Captain Sean Dean. Did we ever figure out what cereal he was a captain of?
Yep, he's not a captain of a cereal.
Oh, well, that's just
Shivani said he was a Navy SEALs captain. Just going by what Shivani
Navy
said.
SEAls?
Yes.
They love that haircut, huh?
Yeah, he said he's a Navy SEALs captain. So
I take back my cereal joke if that's true.
Yeah. I mean, you guys could probably Google it and find out, but I'm just going off what he said.
Typing.
I know we had kind of wondered, so just going by what he said. So.
Fix that.
Primo, do you think a Navy SEAL would have that haircut?
Well, it would depend what they're doing. I mean, Navy SEALs aren't really known for their upkeep of dress and appearance standards.
Aha, got it.
But for good reason, though. For good reason. It's for that they can blend it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Up next, we have Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz versus the Jericho Appreciation Society, which I'm going to skip because it reminded me so much of the Inner Circle versus the Elite, or the Pinnacle. Which one did they even fight? I don't even remember.
The Pinnacle.
Pinnacle. Thank you. It reminded me so much of that. Michael, you don't get to tell me I told you so yet, so you keep your mouth shut. However, I do want to bring up the fact that, did you guys see what Eddie Kingston was wearing?
Yes, I did.
Yes, a Thump t-shirt. JYD, our patron saint.
That's right.
I marked the fuck out.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about JYD later too, but they were at the Uno Lakefront Arena, where JYD is basically a legend in New Orleans.
Yes.
This is where he made his name, cut his teeth, that kind of stuff, that kind of place. So, So that was mentioned a few times, and then Eddie came out with the Thump shirt. I was like,
well, he even said, was it this week or last week? He says he's going to whoop his ass like JYD.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I said that last week. It was fucking awesome.
Sure did.
I love it. Any reference to JYD is gold. Really quick, another appearance by Sky Blue, who got squashed again, unfortunately. But she's on TV, and I fucking love it. It's fucking awesome. As long as she's on TV, I don't give a shit. Then we had, of course, I just want to mention, did you see Ricky Starks when he came out? Ricky Starks is from New Orleans.
Yeah.
So he's supposed to be, smart and cocky heel. He got genuinely emotional when he got that pop.
Yes,
he did.
He did. It was great to watch. Like he was fucking having it. It was great.
He was, man. Yeah, he was in his emotions a little bit there, man. But he's great, man. He's great.
Yeah. And then for the main event, I'm just gonna skip right to that because it was fucking amazing. We had the Ring of Honor World Television Championship match with Samoa Joe versus Minoru Suzuki. Good fucking God. Just go watch this match. It was brutal. They beat the fuck out of each other.
I mean, I wish somebody would have counted how many chops they gave each other.
Yeah.
A million. Samoa Joe looked like a big tomato. Like,
do you guys like
hamburger meat?
Tomato. Do you guys like draw up when he does the muscle buster?
Yeah, every time. Yeah. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I cringe.
Yeah, I do too.
But it's
makes you draw up a little bit. I mean, when done right, you know what I mean. I mean,
it's safe when done right. But Minoru Suzuki, which I don't worry about him because I think he's like the T1000. Like he's basically liquid metal. Like he's not going to get injured like ever.
He is.
Because
he's
a toughest
robot,
man
dude.
in. He really is. And of course, Joe gets the win. He is now the Ring of Honor Television Champion. I thought that was a great decision. It was a great match. I want to watch it again. Minoru Suzuki. It's just a scary dude. Samoa Joe's back in his element. All of it wonderful.
I feel like we're in the era when WWE bought out WCW, and like we still had all the all the WCW belts still floating around in the promotion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So they like figured out what they wanted to do with them. That's the way I kind of feel with AEW and ROH. Like, you know what I mean? Like they got their own tag, their own TV champ, their own, like world champion,
their own
a pure champion
title.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So it's like a promotion within a promotion. But
because back in the day, it'd be like we're the WWF Tag Team Champions, and they're the WCW Tag Team Champions.
Yeah.
So,
which I think it'll be okay because I really do think that Ring of Honor is going to be its own separate thing, just owned by Tony Khan. So at least that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, and there's so much of a like indie territorial love that goes with Ring of Honor that the hardcores, the guys have been watching for a long time, the people that cry and pop when CM Punk goes out, like those people in Danielson, you know what I mean? And, Chris Daniels, all those OGs, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So there's always that fan base there for them. So they're going to be okay doing that for a while. So, you know what I mean? So that helps.
And it's also going to be some spectacular matches going forward.
Oh, without a doubt.
And that match had Sanjay Dutt and Jay Lethal at ringside. And also, what was the guy's name? Which I did not. Satnam Singh. Yeah, this is bad. This is a bad reveal. No one gave a fuck. They did the whole lights out gimmick, and then when it came back on, everyone's like, "Cool, like fuck off."
Right. Yeah.
It should have ended with Samoa Joe just finishing the match.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't like this.
Enough with the lights on and off.
Yeah.
Like, that should be one person's gimmick, and that's it.
This episode of Dynamite was
the Undertaker.
Yes,
somebody else can have it now. Malachi Black is where it fits in AEW right now, I think.
Yeah.
I agree.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
This episode of Dynamite was weird because it had some stellar stuff, and then the Jericho Appreciation Society just whiffed, and then this debut was not great, and so I don't know. It was still a pretty good show. Punk and Oskiro, and then Samoa Joe and Minoru Suzuki were fucking amazing. So, moving on to Rampage, and in one of my favorite matches in a long, long time, we have the Blackpool Combat Club versus some other team that I don't really remember who they were. Because
that would be the Gun Club, undefeated Gun Club up to that point.
Is that who it was? Yeah.
Oh,
it's funny. It's funny how you can never remember who they are.
The undefeated ass
boys. Ass man.
Just slips my brain. So it's the Blackpool Combat Club against two tiny people and Billy Gunn, who was just a fucking monster. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I every time he's on TV, I'm like, for fuck's sake, how are you in your 50s?
If somebody told me I could look like that eating ranch on my eggs, I'm eating fucking ranch on my eggs.
Absolutely.
Dude looks fantastic.
Yeah, he does. Absolutely.
And
that's great.
He can still do stuff too. It's not like he's just like cut and immobile. No, he can still, do some things.
Yeah.
I do want to mention about this. So this is Wheeler Yuta's first appearance as a member of the Blackpool Combat Club. And it was great. Like, you could tell how he was changing up his wrestling style a little bit. Like, he became a little more technical, I guess. A little more submission-y, I suppose.
Right.
But, yeah, it was really cool. And Regal needs to be on commentary all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was gonna say I like how while he was on commentary, he was like, "Yeah, me and young Wheeler, we were working on this and this today, and we were like we were doing these moves earlier, working on the arm."
It adds a level of realism to it that is nice. It's nice to have in there, and it was just fucking awesome. Blackpool Combat Club got the win. Also, there's one other thing that I wanted to mention is Austin Gunn, you cunt, the way he was selling for Bryan Danielson. He was being like all over the top and shitty about it like Shawn Michaels was against Hulk Hogan. Did you notice that? He was like, rah, rah, and like fish flopping all over the place. Fuck it. Like, I was like, fuck you, dude. Like, take your beating like a fucking professional. Jesus Christ. Don't be a
You
cock.
hate them so much.
I do.
You hate the fact that they breathe.
I do. And what's sad is, like, I hate Billy Gunn the least out of these three.
But they're
doing their job.
They were not doing their job. They were making a mockery out of it because they knew that they were jobbing. So they're like, I don't want to drop toe hold. I'm going to flop all over the place. Fuck off, Guns.
Well, let's move on since you don't want to talk about them.
No, I'm all heated now. Now we have to talk about it. There'll be no moving on. Absolutely not. Fine, we'll move on. Up next, we have Ruby Soho versus Robin Renegade for Owen Hart Foundation. It's a women's tournament qualifier. Moral of this story is while Ruby Soho got the win, Robin Renegade tried Twin Magic, which is one of my least favorite spots in all of wrestling, where one person rolls out and their twin pops in. The Bellas did it all the time, even though they were not even remotely close to looking the same. Nikki had big boobs. But they tried it here again, and Ruby Soho's like, no,
she
fuck
still
off.
has them.
Yes, she does. But that's how you differentiate it.
Yeah.
Like, no ref is going to look at Nikki and Brie Bella and be like, yes, you two are the same. It's like, no. One got a giant boob job. There's more power to her. But the match was fine. Ruby Soho got the win. Twin Magic is stupid. And then finally, we come to Adam Page versus Adam Cole. This match was an all-out brawl. They beat the fuck out of each other.
They did.
It was a Texas death match.
Yeah.
Excuse me. There was a lot of bleeding happening in this match.
I'm good on them two now. I don't want to see them two anymore. I'm good.
Oh, I think we're gonna have one more match.
Yeah, you think so? I mean, I'll watch it, of course, but
I think it'll be an Iron Man match too. Because that's what else are they gonna do? They did the death match. They did a regular match. They did the death match. Now, what's left?
3 stages of hell.
I know.
Right. Punjabi prison match.
A last man. Well, I guess a last man standing match is a Texas death match.
Yeah, kinda. I guess. If they do a Punjabi prison match, I will drive to wherever it is and buy all the tickets. I will spend everything, like, just so I can be in the audience by myself watching the Punjabi
It should be a Texas last
match.
man standing death match is what it should be, right?
But only with pure wrestling.
Cowbell. Yeah.
More cowbell.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've enjoyed this feud. Let's change titles or let's move on.
You ready to see another contender?
Yeah, I'm ready to see him elevate Page some more, or and then eventually get to Punk.
Who else do you want to see challenge for it right now. Because I mean, I agree with you. Like, it'd be okay if Adam Cole like went to the back of the line, but who's up next? Like MJF? He's feuding with Wardlow.
Malachi Black.
What is he? He hasn't really done anything though.
I mean, if we're looking long picture. Wardlow, right? Wardlow's going to be in the picture eventually, but he's going to have to get through this stuff first. So I'm thinking,
my honest opinion, I don't know.
I don't either.
Yeah. Obviously not. Well, he's got to show up.
Okay.
Is he still in England?
Maybe. I don't know. You see him like once every 6 months. So.
Yeah, I guess so. In any case, this match was gross. At one point there was barbed wire around a forearm, which is always stupid because it's like you're going to hurt your own arm as much as you're going to hurt the other guy. And the end of the match was, of course, Adam Cole couldn't answer the 10 count, so Paige retained. Yeah, this match was fine.
Yeah,
it was good. A lot of painful looking spots. Like anytime they set up two chairs that face each other, I'm like, that's gonna hurt, like horrendously, and it's gonna look painful. Don't do it. And then
it's more painful when they flip them and the spines are against each other.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Because they're like blah. Gross. So yeah, that's AEW Rampage and Dynamite. And
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Primo, you got some Impact and NWA here for us, man. What you got first here?
I do. I have some Impact for you. We open up the show. W. Morrissey opens up talking about how the last time he was in Philly, he had a seizure and he was carried. He had to be stretchered out of the arena, and it was at the lowest point of his career. And now he's better than ever, healthier than ever, great shape, and he's happy to be back there. He gets kind of emotional for a second. Solid face promo, and then he gets interrupted by the most professional wrestler, Brian Myers.
The most professional wrestler.
So Myers talks too much until Morrissey gets his hands on him and begins to put him through a table until Chelsea Green and Matt Cardona are able to ambush him. Then Cardona and Myers, a.k.a. the major players, put him through a table instead. A little switcheroo. You go through a table. Next up, we had backstage. The major players continue to make their presence felt whenever they attacked Mickie James during her backstage interview. Now guys,
they attacked who?
Mickie James. They attacked.
Hardcore country.
All right, so backstage, the major players continue to make their presence felt by attacking Mickie James.
Hey, you hit that time.
During her backstage interview. And then after that, we had a pretty solid matchup between the Ring of Honor champion Jonathan Gresham as he defeated Rocky Romero. There honestly were like not that many matches. There was a handful, but I wrote down the coolest ones. This one and the next one is Alex Shelley avenges Chris Sabin with a victory over Steve Maclin. So, because Maclin attacked Sabin previously. Then next up we had a segment where Honor No More comes out. They run down the fans in Philly, and because Ring of Honor was there and. They basically call fans pieces of shit and all that stuff. They run them down. The Bullet Club arrive and made it clear who Impact Wrestling belongs to. Then both factions brawl in the ring until Jonah comes out and kind of evens the odds for a second. And actually him and PCO have a scheduled matchup, which Jonah wins and then follows an attack after the match as the show goes off the air. Because as soon as he defeats PCO got up.
Yeah.
And so then he beat the fuck out of the match. So, and also throughout the show, because Rebellion is coming up, they showed several video packages for the build-up between Josh Alexander and Moose as they get ready for their heavyweight clash.
Yeah, I got a couple notes about this one. This was good shit for Morrissey, man. I love this. It was kind of step out of a character. Maybe they're going to babyface him now. I don't know, but I was happy to see this for him, man. This is good stuff. I was laughing at a couple things though. When Brian Myers come out, he called him Big Bill. I don't know why I thought that.
Yeah. He did call him Big Bill.
He's like Big Bill. Big Bill. Funny to me. Yeah. And then because nicknames are funny to me. You know what I mean? But anyway, then Bullet Club versus I Don't Know More. I love this. Give me all the inner workings of Bullet Club versus I Don't Know More. There's some fantastic matches that is going to be had there. So I'm looking for this. But the funniest thing, man, all night long was Carl. He goes, "Hi, Maria."
Yeah.
From the old days when he chased her forever in New Japan, right? How many times did you see when she'd get up there and he'd start dancing with her and, all that kind of stuff? Like, he had this, kayfabe constant crush on her in New Japan, and it's just carried on forever. So I love that they're, tinkering back into that a little bit too. So I'm excited for this, man. Watch Impact Wrestling. I mean, listen to us and we'll give you the breakdowns, but it's picking up, man. It's getting good, dude. I like it, man.
Yeah, I like it too.
It's got cheesy parts just like all the other wrestling that we watch, you know what I'm saying? But I'll say this, just forget everything you ever remembered about TNA and all that stuff. That was a whole different era. Like this is
I don't want to forget everything. I loved some of that.
Yeah, I know. I love that.
No, I'm saying like if it kind of gets a bad rap now. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't shook off that last TNA wrestling, where right before they went bankrupt the last time or whatever. So
like when Bully Ray was in and was like fucking.
Yeah,
well, no, Aces and Eights, that garbage was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I'm just saying, if we treat it like WWE and AEW, like it's just as good. It's just the production isn't quite there. I mean, it looks a little more, I don't know, indie-ish, I guess. But
I'm on board with it though. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So the Rebellion card, let's break that down, man. What's going on this weekend? We do
have a Rebellion card, and it is as of now they've added the countdown to Rebellion pre-show with the match for the Impact Knockouts World Tag Team titles, which is Inspiration, Jason McKay, and Cassie Lee versus Madison Rayne and Tenille Dashwood.
Meh.
That's why it's on the pre-show.
Yeah, they'll probably retain. They just got them.
So next up we have triple threat match between Switchblade Jay White versus Chris Sabin versus Steve Macklin.
Yeah, I'm going Jay White for this. Leader of the Bullet Club's got to win this one, right? Or some schmozzy finish.
You would think so.
I mean, they've been losing a lot, so I'm going to say yes. They have to win it.
Well, you would think so. Like, I feel like if you're the leader of any faction, especially a heel faction, there's no reason why you should ever lose because you should always have your boys to be able to come out and mess everything up.
Yeah, that's kind of their thing, right?
Right. So next up you have the Ring of Honor World Champion Jonathan Gresham versus Eddie Edwards.
Ooh, the Octopus versus the Boston Brawler, whatever they call him. Maulers, I don't know, something like that.
The Boston Boogeyman.
Yeah, the Boston Strangler. I'll probably go with Eddie here. He just turned over, kind of flipped script on and turned his back on Impact, so they need to heal him, get him a little more heat. So I'm going to say he wins with some dirty tactics.
Sure.
Next up, we have Tomohiro Ishii versus Jonah.
Ooh, good God. Hoss fight right here, dude.
Right.
Holy shit. Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know, man. I never pick against Ishii, but
Jonah's on fire.
Jonah's on fire. They need to put some sauce on him, man. So give me Jonah here.
Unless BCO
Ishii.
interferes.
You like Ishii? Okay.
Yeah, Ishii. I can't pick against Ishii.
Yeah.
AAA Reina de Reyes title match, Taya Valkyrie, the return of Taya Valkyrie versus Deonna Purrazzo, the champ.
It's time to change.
Deonna.
Yep. No, I'll say Taya.
I want Deonna to retain just because I've never been a fan of somebody just walking in and getting a championship.
Right, but she's held that title before for another promotion.
For me, it don't matter who you are.
Wear a Loca. I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Like, I get it, but do this match and do a couple more and then take it off.
Okay.
Yeah. I agree with that.
First match coming in, hey, I'm back. Give me the belt. You know, I don't like that.
This would give Deanna a good rivalry, though, if she did beat her.
You know?
I mean, this is true.
Yeah. I like this match
she
on
does
this card,
need one.
though. That's awesome.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
8-team elimination challenge
Oh,
for the
good day.
Impact World Tag Team titles. So it's an 8-team elimination challenge. Once again, for the Impact World Tag Team titles. These teams are the Good Brothers, the Motor City Machine Guns,
Too sweet,
the Decay, Willie Mack and Rich Swann, Rhino and Heath, Honor No More, Violent by Design. I'm going to have to double check this, but it says Jay White and Chris Bay.
Violent by Design are the current champions.
Yes, they're all the current champions. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man, they ain't had them very long. I'll say they retain.
Against
I'll
all
say
of
they
them?
retain.
Guess who my pick is?
Good Brothers.
Motor City Machine Guns.
City Machine Guns. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
One of my favorites of all time.
Obviously. Curveball. Right.
That'd be cool. Triple threats. You think it's time for, let's see. Mike Bailey's been on fire. Ace Austin's had it before. Versus Trey McGill. Triple threat match for the Impact X Division title.
Speedball.
Mike Bailey has been
Bailey.
like, yeah.
Yep.
Agreed.
Yep.
Next up, you have the Impact Knockouts World. So we were just talking about this, having like all these titles and on one product.
Yeah.
This is what Impact's doing as well. Impact Knockouts World title match. Rosemary versus Tasha Steelz, the champ.
Tasha Steelz. I don't think she gives it up yet.
Probably not, but I'm going to go Rosemary. I like her.
I like Rosemary as well.
Yeah.
But I say Tasha retains.
One time I seen her live, man, she blew her knee out like a minute and a half into the match and couldn't wrestle. But still did her
that's sad.
Signings and stuff. Yeah, but yeah, she's great. I think she was wrestling Jessica Havoc that night. But it was very sad. So I want to see her wrestle live again. So I'm going to go Rosemary just for that. And Charlie Brown says Rosemary too.
And finally, the Impact World Championship title match that everybody's been waiting for in the Impact World. Josh Alexander versus the current champion, Moose. And I think it's time for Josh to take it.
I'm going to second that. Yep. Josh wins.
Yeah. Yeah. Moose has had it for what? How long now? Like 6
Forever.
months?
I don't even know. I feel like every time I've turned on an Impact for the past couple of years, Moose has had a title.
A little while. I think he won it from Christian, didn't he?
He did win it from Christian, and then he had it before that. You know, because he brought back the classic TNA title and all that. So
Yeah.
So that was Impact, and that was Impact Rebellion card. We get next up real quick. Let's get into some NWA power, brother.
Nice.
We opened up with Nick Aldis giving a promo saying his issues with Matt Cardona have now become personal. He says he's going to stretch Matt Cardona so hard his ancestors will feel it. And because the reason he's giving this promo is because, as we know last week, Hope versus Cardona for the championship is happening, and Nick Aldis cannot challenge until that happens. Right. So, next up we had the Dirty Sexy Boys. Dirty Sexy Boys, you ask, are none other than JTG and Dirty Dango.
It sounds like a tag team that I'm managing, don't it?
The Dirty Sexy Boys,
Dirty Sexy Boys.
Yeah. So, Dirty Dango and JTG, Dirty Sexy Boys, took on the Commonwealth Connection, Doug Williams and Harry Smith, with the Commonwealth Connection taking the W there. Next up, NWA Tag Champs La Rebellion. They come back and they clap back at them boys from last week because the Briscoes called them out last week. This week, La Rebellion shows up. They're like, where you at, Briscoes? And basically tells them they can't call themselves the best until they capture the NWA tag titles.
This is true. When you say La Rebellion, I think you're going to say La Resistance.
The
French tickler.
So, and finally, in the main event, we had Matt Cardona, the current NWA champion, taking on Pope. And he defeated Pope and retained the championship there as the show went off the air.
Yeah, allegedly Cardona, there was a rumor going around that he took a picture of 7 belts that he's holding and sent them to Vince McMahon. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. If that's true, that's fantastic.
I also saw somewhere that he like put like a public announcement, like PSA was like, "Stop booking me to win your championships. I have so many."
Yeah, stop booking me against your champions. My bag's getting too heavy and that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's good stuff, man. Yeah, he's great, man. He's having a ride of his life right now, man. He totally deserves it. So
yeah, he does.
Yeah, and I was at Mania 32 when he won the IC belt on the ladder match, and then lost it on Monday after that. So, yeah, man, glad to see it, man. He's holding his own, man. He's doing pretty good. He's getting heat. I mean, remember the GCW run not long ago? That
was great.
Like helped him, man.
I like how he calls himself the Deathmatch King now.
That's great.
That was so good, though.
Yep.
Matt
okay,
Cardona.
let's talk about some Smackity Down. I'm assuming you're done and finished there, Primo.
I am done.
Okay, just make sure. All right, let's talk about some Smackity Down. This one went down. Say it with me, boys. Worcester, Massachusetts.
Worcester.
All right, leading off the show, we got RK Bro.
What up, bro?
What up, bro?
They show up to tell the Usos face to face that they accept their challenge to unify the title. We had some good mic work here by both of these teams. So they're setting up for the big unification tag title match. It looks like it's going to be at Backlash coming up here pretty soon. So after that, looks like they're trying out Drew Gulak as a backstage interview guy, audition type thing.
Sure.
He interviews Madcap Moss, and who basically just says that he is on his own now, basically letting us know that he is no longer with what's his
Happy
name?
Corbin.
Thank you, Happy Corbin. Yes. So then Drew Gulak's in the ring. He interviews Charlotte, tells her that she tapped out to Ronda, and basically she don't like it. She tells him to leave. As he leaves, Charlotte attacks Drew Gulak, puts him in the figure 8, and Drew's basically saying, I quit. So funny little segment there. So I guess, I don't know, it was kind of what it was. But after that, we got Drew and Sami Zayn further like a budding feud that they kind of have going on. And also Ricochet beats Jinder Mahal with the Shooting Star Press. You got to see that? He's using that now? That's pretty awesome.
It looks great, too.
Fucking Michael Cole throwing shade at Billy Kidman.
Got that note too, man. Yeah, tell us what he said.
He said Kidman never got so high or something like that.
Right. Yep. Yeah, I thought that too. I was like, well, that's an unnecessary shot. You know, Kidman could never get as high as that.
The innovator of the Shooting Star Press.
Right. Yeah. All right, boys. So main event on SmackDown was Riddle versus Jimmy Uso. Riddle wins with a pretty cool pop-up RKO. Shenanigans ensued outside the ring with Jay and basically and Randy as well. So basically that the show goes off and they've announced, I believe so far, RK Bro and the Usos to unify the tag titles at Backlash, and then Drew McIntyre versus Sammy. I think what they've SmackDown has announced so far.
I like how that when he did that pop-up RKO, Randy just lost his shit. He couldn't control himself. He was so excited.
Right, yeah. He's popping inside, man. So that was the gist of SmackDown there. Pardon me, by the way, everybody out there. I have disease mongrels that bring diseases to my house unannounced. So there's a bad cold in my head right now. But I'll push through, man. So, all right. So let's get to WWE Raw.
I have diseased mongrels.
In one of the towns that AJ is very fond of, old Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo, it's my place, my football team.
Buffalo, New York. And so to kick off the show, Seth Rollins
Seth Rollins
comes out in the worst outfit yet, and welcomes
I think
everybody.
you mean best? It was the best
this thing
outfit.
was awful.
It
was way too big. It was baggy. It was like it didn't even fit him. You know what I mean? So
it was like a dress sweatsuit.
So he welcomes everybody to Monday Night Rollins, calls out Cody. Cody comes out, panders to the crowd. Seth asks him, "What's it like to be on top of the world, Cody?" And goes on to say, "Cody, I made you a star in one night." Cody says, "Is this why I'm here?" Basically, and Seth is like, "I am better at you at everything, Cody. You had an unfair advantage at WrestleMania. Cody is just a flavor of the month. He's always going to be here. It's his show." Basically is what Rollins is saying. So Cody's rebuttal is basically, what happened at WrestleMania is going to stand forever. So you're just going to have to deal with it, basically. So Seth says Cody should do as he did and stand in the ring for the main event of Raw tonight, and whoever he handpicks to send out to him, he will have to beat him blindly, just like Seth would have to do at Mania. So obviously Cody accepts, and he's going to be facing an opponent that he does of Seth Rollins' choosing later on in the main event. So a couple notes. We got Naomi and Sasha retain versus Liv and Rhea Ripley. Here comes the breakup. Rhea attacks Liv post-match. Big breakup, big blow-off, yada, yada. So we'll see what happens there. I'm still waiting on, that little purple light to shine on, Rhea. And I'm like, oh, okay, here we go, or something,
She's going to join the House of Edge. Which I don't. Do they have a name yet? That's just in my head what I've been calling them every time.
House of Edge kind of sounds cool.
Edge.
You should submit that to them.
It's just a rip off of the House of Black.
I guess it is. Yeah,
but the House of Edge does sound cooler, actually.
Brooding Ministries,
the Brood of Darkness,
the Broody Brood, extra broody.
So Sonya and Bianca are in the ring. Sonya, basically says that if she touches her, I'll fine you. If you touch me, I'll fine you. The old GM gimmick when you got a match with them later. Basically, and then so she puts her up in kind of like the rack, and then kind of lets her down, and then basically she had worked out this deal Bianca had where she paid for a fine, which was $1 by Adam Pearce. So it sounds like Adam Pearce and is kind of healing in the background of Sonya as well. So so they got that whole little thing going on. So they just basically went forward with that feud. Next up, we got Veer sends another guy to the hospital using his choke tactic, and then funny part of the night, a little bit of funny, I guess. Ezekiel passed the lie detector test by Kevin Owens and Gable that he is indeed Ezekiel and not Elias's brother.
That's right.
So then Gable and Ezekiel have a match, and then Gable gets DQ'd when Otis interferes and jumps on Ezekiel. So there's your new feud for Alpha Academy and Ezekiel. So
what would have been funny is if I was thinking about this when this happened. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, AJ, with your hand raised. But I was just thinking how funny it would have been if they would have thought way ahead, and Elias would have did a bunch of videos, he comes over the jumbotron like, "Hey, I'm here," and Elias there, Ezekiel's there, so that kind of thing.
Yeah. Missed opportunity.
Right.
So when Elias said, "Who wants to listen to Ezekiel?"
He wants to listen to Ezekiel.
Yeah,
I laughed like normally when something makes me laugh at wrestling, I give it a little, it's a little chuckle.
Right, yeah.
This I was like,
Who
wants to listen to Ezekiel talk?
Right. That's funny. All right, so later on in the show, the Street Profits beat RK Bro in a non-title match when the Usos music comes on and distracts Riddle. Dawkins rolls him up for the pin. You get your usual, that kind of stuff. So,
What up, bro?
There you go. Thank you, sir. All right, and then AJ Styles gets attacked by the Brooding Ministry, the House of Edge.
The House of
yeah,
Edge.
whatever we call it here. And then so hey, look, Finn Balor. Finn Balor is back.
Finn
So is
Balor,
AJ.
yeah.
All right,
Finn
so
Balor is back.
Oh,
So
wait,
he-
is this the Finn Balor segment? Gotta go.
this is. You don't have to leave. All right, so yeah, let's get this out of the way while AJ's not here. So Finn Balor is back to do the job to Theory. Theory, who wins the U.S. title. Wins the U.S. title. Vinnie Mac comes out to give him the approval and applaud him like an adopted son. You know, so Theory, new U.S. title. We basically haven't even seen Finn since he won it. And maybe some sort of Mania, like Schmazzy Battle Royal match or something. But yeah, like AJ, talk about your boy here, man.
He was an Andre the Giant Battle Royal thing.
Yeah, I lost it. What are they doing to my boy Finn? It's not like he's gonna move up the card. No, because he's not gonna take on.
You mean the first ever Universal Champion?
He's not. They're not gonna like. Vince is so done with him. Like, and I don't know why. Like, oh, he's too small.
I feel like they never got started with him.
No, and it's like when he first got drafted, they pushed him to the moon. He was fucking awesome, and he deserved it. And then he got hurt, and that's it. That was it, and nothing else ever after that. And it pisses me off because I love him so much.
Finn's totally going to AEW when he gets the chance, right?
Oh my god! If he shows up as Prince Devitt in AEW one day, I'll poo. Like, just on the floor.
Well, make sure you got your scooper somewhere close.
No, it'll be Finn poo.
So we had this, commitment ceremony, whatever you want to call it. The only thing that was even funny was because R-Truth was hilarious during the whole thing. Yeah. So I mean, if you guys want to talk about it, go for it. But I'm moving on.
I'm good.
All right. And then right before the main event, Almost versus Lashley next week in an arm wrestling match. There you go.
Sure.
All right, main event. Cody's in the ring as advertised, waiting for his mystery opponent, handpicked by Seth Rollins. Out comes KO.
My older brother.
Owens. Good match here. Seth comes back out and starts to ridicule KO for not putting Cody away, and so because he's had multiple opportunities. And so basically KO bails on Seth and says, this is your shit. This is your match. I'm out of here. So Cody wins by count out. Seth pushes Cody off the top rope as Raw goes off because Cody, I think, was going up there to celebrate, pump up the crowd, do something along that line. So as Raw goes off, Cody's laying down there, next to the guardrail. Seth's doing his there it is. Yeah, so and that was basically Monday Night Raw right there in a nutshell. Backlash card starting to unfold. We're going to get Seth and Cody again.
I have a prediction that I would like to place money on this prediction. If you guys are interested, I will bet that Seth Rollins turns face against Cody Rhodes. Any takers? Really? No?
Yeah, I'll take it because I don't think that's going to happen.
I think it is.
Like this soon?
Yeah.
Seth goes face, and that means Cody goes heel?
No. Face turn because he'll do a show like the Shane AJ from WrestleMania where Seth will show respect after Cody beats him again and he'll shake his hand and voila, face turn.
I'll bet you a Lucas Pizza.
Done and done.
All right, moving on to NXT.
What's that? Get out of here, Southern.
Pretty
Texas
Deadly
boy.
comes out to gloat about how easy it was to win the tag team titles. And then we were just talking about a Primo. Here they are, the grizzled young veterans. To be recognized as the NXT tag team champions.
I haven't got to do that in a long time.
No, it's been a while.
So they return to let everybody know that they are back. El Legado Fantasma comes out and they brawl a GYV. So as that happens, weirdly and kind of oddly, Braun Breaker casually walks to the ring from the audience and calls out Joe Gacy. because he has the ring still, and he's pissed at him about caging up his dad, all that kind of stuff. So their feud still going on. Braun says he will go through whatever it takes to get to Gacy, and basically goes on a search of the arena. So basically the whole show, he's just going through there, the whole show, just like looking for Gacy and all these like different kind of places. So yeah, so we'll get back to that. But as the show progresses here, my favorite part of NXT right now, the man Andre Chase comes out to confront Grayson Waller.
It's a teachable moment.
Teachable moment. I do love it. I do
Teachable
love it.
moment. That's right. Love it, man. Love that stuff. So Grayson Waller.
There
he is.
Grayson Waller. We flipped roles here.
Yeah. So Chase confronts Waller, but he bails on Sanga he bails because Sanga follows Grayson Waller to the ring for their match, which Waller ends up winning. So Sanga was like Waller's, bodyguard there for a brief time. So
Waller. Yeah, I've never done it before, so I had to throw it in.
There you go.
Voila.
El Legado beat GYV in what I thought was match of the night. It was a Fast and Furious 10-minute match that was just awesome, man. I thought it was really good. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. Later, Carmelo Hayes beats Pablo Escobar after two new guys with suits and hats show up. And
Pablo Escobar.
Did I say Pablo Escobar?
Pablo,
I did.
yeah.
I even wrote Pablo Escobar.
Back from the grave.
Pablo Escobar was in a wrestling match?
His cocaine days are behind him.
Yeah.
NXT time.
Yep. He's on the C brand.
So these two guys dressed up like the Don, so he's got some cronies now. So that's gonna be interesting going on down the line. Later on, also Cameron Grimes comes out as well as Solo Sikoa. That's it.
Solo Sikoa.
Happy 420, Eric.
Solo Sikoa.
Oh my God, y'all are killing me, dude. All right, so basically he just comes out and stares Grimes down. All right, so next up, Natty wins over a Tatum Paxley, who is kind of an upstart, I guess, in NXT. But basically throughout the match, she mocked Cora Jade a lot, with the hat, and all that kind of stuff. And then backstage after the match, she's approached by Nikita Lyons, and Nikita basically tells Natty that after she's done with Lash, she's going to basically come after her, and she's not going to bully nobody and all that kind of stuff. So they were like, giving each other, oh no, you didn't kind of looks, so.
Oh, no,
And next up, guys, we got a debut here. Roxanne Perez, also known as Roxy, from ROH, debut win here. She gets the dub. So she's pretty stoked. Main event. Gacy and Braun face off here. Braun gets the ring back. Gacy gets his title shot. That's the deal that they make with each other. So this is going to be at Spring Breakin'. BREAKIN is how they're spelling it. Spring Breakin'.
They're achy breaking hard.
Coming up in 2 weeks on Tuesday. It's going to be a regular show, just one of those more amplified shows like they do. So, but to add a little mustard onto the budding feud here, Gacy pushes Braun off like this little makeshift stage thing. They didn't show the bump. They just showed him pushing him off, and then the noise you hear, and then Braun laying there later, and then as he's kind of laying there, these 10 guys, I guess, girls could be in these cloaks, a la like the Druids, somewhat like goes over the top of Braun, and like he screams bloody murder. I don't know, like it's like horror chase, kind of thing. So yeah, it was kind of weird, but yeah, so they're starting to set up that card for coming up here. So that's NXT, man. Y'all got anything for NXT?
No, I really don't.
It was a weird show, man.
It was a weird episode.
Braun just kind of came out, obviously I love the Andre Chase part, but
you mean this?
What we have right now is a teachable moment.
I love that, man. Yeah. Love that guy. I hope all good things happen to him. I hope he gets on TV more, but yeah, it's just a little bit of hodgepodge. Like, I'm just getting a little old of the, Carmelo Trick Daddy thing. And like they're, I don't know, just the flow of the show. Just, I don't know. And then like, I want to see Creed Brothers.
More Nikita Lyons.
More Nikita Lyons. Yeah. I want to see the Creed Brothers. They has, what really on there. Looks like Roddy might be, possibly leaving Diamond Mine. So all kind of stuff working on there. So that's going to do it, boys, for the recap. Now it's time to talk about some NWA and WCW in the Dropkick discussion of the week.
Hey guys, this is Mr. Havens, the Argyle assassin himself, giving them all the shivers.
This is the one and only Mike Hartenbauer.
This is Space Jesus Billy Starks.
This is referee Dan Perch.
What's up, bozos? This is Trevor Outlaw. You can address me as yours rudely. And you're listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast.
You guys are listening to Sit Down Marks podcast.
You're listening to Sit Down Marks podcast.
Come celebrate pro wrestling right here on the Sit Down Marks podcast.
With DB, Primo, and AJ.
With DB, Primo, and AJ.
With Primo, DB, and AJ.
And you're listening to DB, Primo, AJ here on the Sit Down Marks podcast, the best podcast for professional wrestling.
All right, today's Dropkick discussion of the week is Sting versus Cactus Jack. Falls count anywhere on the Gulf Coast. Man, this was a big match from WCW Beach Blast 1992. This one was held in Mobile, Alabama at the Mobile Civic Center. 5,000 people there, June 20th, 1992. Pinfalls count anywhere on the Gulf Coast. I thought that was pretty funny. They kept saying that, being where they are.
Anywhere on the Gulf Coast.
So from like Corpus Christi all the way to the Keys.
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
Or on the entrance ramp, like one of them.
Yeah.
About the same thing.
Good stuff here, man. So to kind of let you know where we are, Cactus Jack had attacked Sting in his debut in 1991, but had feuds with Van Hammer, Abdullah the Butcher, and others before he got to this match with Sting. Now, Sting had defeated Luger 2 pay-per-views prior to this at Super Brawl 2 in Milwaukee to become the WCW World Champion. So Sting was 4 months as champion into this match. He was very over into this title reign, so he was very over. Quick little note, boys. The patron saint royalty Junkyard Dog was on the dark match for this pay-per-view.
Dark. How dare they?
Yeah. He teamed with Tom Zink and Big Josh. Does anybody know who Big Josh is?
Big Josh is
Doink the Clown. Also Matt Bourne.
Weird.
Yeah, right.
He's not very big. Why are they calling him Big Josh?
Big Josh, right, yeah.
Average Josh.
He defeated Tracy Smothers, Ricky Morton, and DDP. So that was the match that Junkyard Dog was in. Yeah, 1992. So,
weird.
Yeah, good stuff. So this match, 12 minutes of absolute fury. It's awesome. You are locked into this thing. We talked about this match with Connor Hopkins later in the interview. So really good stuff here. Mick Foley often refers to this match at this point in his life as his best work and one of his proudest moments. And we got Jim Ross and Jesse Ventura on commentary. So right off the bat, Cactus comes out to some eerie ass music, man. Y'all check this out.
Recognize that?
It's called the Funeral March.
Yeah, it's Taker. Taker before Taker.
So it was some eerie stuff, man. So, and it just fit him so well. He was billed from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, which is always my favorite. Other than Parts Unknown, obviously, right? So
Parts
Truth or
Unknown.
Consequences.
Truth or Consequences, New Mexico.
I love how the intensity of this match started when he comes out. He's giving the crazy looks, right? Cactus comes out first, pronouns pal. And then, so he turns around and kneels on the ramp and waits for Sting to come out. So Sting comes out. He's got this rockerish baby face. Dun, 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 you know what I mean? Like,
it's a man.
Hit it, Primo. Hit it, Primo. Primo's us.
Oh!
There it is.
Pretty good.
All right, so Sting's Primo's got the Sting face paint on today. So very well done there by him. So the crowd is obviously going nuts when his music hits, and then he's in the all pink tights, pink boots, classic black scorpion on his right leg with the pink, black, and white face paint, just as Primo has on right now. Cactus Jack has the usual black with some leopard boots and cactus prints on both legs, and then Sting comes right out, takes the belts off, and they go at it here to start. So what do you guys got here right up to this point?
So. I just have one thing. That's it. Before the match starts. And it's right here. Eric Bischoff.
Eric Bischoff.
I just said, Eric Bischoff, I know it's Beach Blast, but never, ever wear that shirt again.
That was a theme.
JR's wearing one too, but it's cool.
Yeah, because it's JR.
Yeah. Don't ever do that again.
Like 12-year-old Eric Bischoff, stop it. And I like how Tony Schiavone's idea of beach attire is just a regular polo. Yeah, just a regular polo. I was so psyched to see Jesse Ventura again because I love him so much. And he was all decked out in, I guess, beach wear. It was like a boa and sunglasses.
Kind of looks like he normally does, yeah.
So yeah, some Daisy Dukes I believe he had on. It was fantastic. The entrances, so Surfer Sting, like I've talked about this many times, my absolute favorite as a kid, the reason why I'm a wrestling fan is Surfer Sting.
Yeah.
And like just to watch him come out and not be like, I'm a babyface, I'm going to be nice before no, he came out and he threw the belt off and he charged at Cactus Jack like a goddamn fiery babyface should. Fucking love it. Also, I love that Cactus Jack kneeled on the ramp waiting for Sting. I got real Bray Wyatt vibes from him, and I really like that. I was like, I wonder how much Bray Wyatt has watched this match of Cactus Jack, because he was scary. He was a little off.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely was, man. I mean, anybody that comes out to this sick shit right here, man, like
unless you're a Taker,
right?
Bomb.
Yes. So, all right. So I'll try to explain this the best I can. This shit was nuts, man. So the brawl ensues to start the match. Sting goes for a backslide pin that was very popular in the 80s and 90s. Not once did it ever work that I see. Maybe once.
I think British Bulldog might have done it one time.
Yeah.
I made that up. I don't know if British
you don't know.
Bulldog
Okay. I was told
he might have.
So,
by the way, wait, really quick. I forgot to mention before the match when Sting came out with the belt, it wasn't Big Goldie. I was like, when did they start using Big Goldie?
I think that was the belt right before Big Goldie, because that one was
the same one Vader had.
Yeah, it was a little one of their more punier titles.
Yeah,
that they had. Yeah,
it was weird.
Ron Simmons had that belt. I was trying to think. Rick Rude, I think, might have had that belt. But yeah. So yeah, pretty awesome stuff.
Okay, sorry about that. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Cactus Jack takes his first hard bump here when Sting whips him off the ropes. Now they're still outside the ring on the ramp, which is where the beginning of the match takes place and the end of the match, which I thought was just brilliant. You know what I mean? Like everybody it wasn't like, it was Falls Count Anywhere on the Gulf Coast, but Falls Count Anywhere, like I said, I'm glad they didn't, do a pin up on the concourse by a popcorn machine or something, bashing sodas over each other's head. You know what I mean? So I'm glad they didn't do that. So Sting whips Jack off of the ropes outside the ring and hip tosses him. and Sting misses a splash, and the action stays outside as basically they're going back and forth, but Cactus kind of starts to take control. Jesse reiterates a lot throughout this match that it's a non-title match and falls count anywhere, so he says that a couple times. Cactus just does not care about his body at this point. He is taking hard bumps. He's doing a sunset flip off the apron onto the concrete where there's no mat at all, trying to go for a pin, like totally taking a hard bump, man, just really bad. So these guys are just bashing each other's heads back and forth on guardrails, taking all kind of stuff like that. And then so they actually get in the ring for a small amount of time, and I think almost kind of to just rest for a minute, and then they spill back outside now. Cactus starts to take more bumps here, and he's starting to kick out of Sting's pin attempts, because Sting's starting to jump on him to try to, catch a sneak win, grabbing each little pins when he can. But small rallies by Cactus Jack, who takes another bump on the apron while clotheslining Sting out of the ring. So when he's doing big bumps to Sting, he's taking almost an even harder one himself. You know what I mean? So it just shows you the commitment here. And then Cactus hits Sting with a few chair shots, and then we see the first time we see bang bang,
bang bang,
bang bang.
Do it. Feels good.
Bang bang,
bang bang.
There you go. Yeah.
Bang bang.
So pile driver attempt comes up next by Cactus Jack that Sting got out of partially while he was trying to perform the move, but which ends up leading to an elbow attempt by Cactus that misses, and then they head back to the entrance ramp here. Sting gets a chair and hits Cactus with 4 really hard chair shots, goes for the Scorpion Deathlock, but Cactus pulls them both off the ramp in a very smart move on Cactus's part. A double arm DDT by Cactus leads to a false finish again. Sting kicks out, and then Sting wakes up all of a sudden. It's like he got momentum, and he sees Cactus walking towards the ring when Cactus, I don't know what he was doing, but he was just kind of walking away from Sting being laid out. He thinks Sting is laid out. So he sees Cactus, and he hits him with a clothesline as Cactus is laying there on the ramp outside the ring. And then we get to the finish here. Sting runs into the ring, goes to the top rope. He's going to jump outside onto the entrance ramp. So he is on the top of the turnbuckle. Cactus starts to get up a little bit. Sting hits him with a flying clothesline off the top rope onto the entrance ramp. Sting pins Cactus for the 1, 2, 3. Crowd goes nuts. Wow. Amazing. Right. Like unbelievable. Like tell me what you got, boys.
Primo.
Well, I love how they started the match on the ramp.
Same.
And in Ventura says, in WCW, because they spill out, it's whenever they does the senton. It's right before he does the senton, because Sting takes the bump to the outside. And Jesse Ventura goes, in WCW, there are no mats outside the ring. I mean, and I'm like, yeah, I can see that. Thanks. Yeah. I'm watching the same product you are.
Right.
I can see. And then I was laughing when Cactus did that senton to the outside, and then he hit the barricade and it moved the barricade. Because the old folks that managed to get the front row seats right there, they look terrified.
They did.
I loved those old folks.
And then whenever they went into the crowd, the little kid touched Sting. I just read it. That little kid got to go to school on Monday and tell all of his friends that he touched Sting.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I sure would have.
At one point, Jesse says, "It's
Fuck
not
yeah.
World Championship Wrestling tonight. It's World Championship Street Fight." And I said, "No, it's not, Jesse Ventura. It's a Falls Count Anywhere match."
Right.
Anywhere in the Gulf.
And then anywhere in the Gulf. And then I said, "Bang bang," because that's when he did it. And then I said, "They really are running it into the ground that this is in fact WCW." In case we forgot.
Right.
I cringed a lot during this match.
Me too.
A lot. especially when they got around the barricades, because they're just those thin metal barricades, and they just look painful. And like you said, that every time Cactus delivered a move, most of his offense was probably equally offensive against himself. So, if not worse. And then the victory with the diving clothesline, that was nice. And I really liked how they ended the match exactly where it began.
Same. Yep. I like that.
So, first of all, those bumps that Cactus was taking, they were by far worse than Sting, who was receiving them. Except for the suplex that happened in the crowd, because that looked like it'd be equally painful for both of them. But other than that, Cactus was landing on his hips. He was landing on his knees. All of them looked gross. Cactus didn't give a shit. I did like how at one point JR was like, "Oh, if this wasn't this kind of match, Cactus Jack would be disqualified for coming off that top rope." It's like, oh yeah, that's a fucking rule in WCW at this point in time.
Right.
Yeah.
You cannot come off the top rope. Middle rope, yes. Good old Brett's rope, but the top rope, nope, absolutely not.
Nope.
I did like how the match started. I loved Sting's babyface fire, and it was not the kind of match where you're rooting for one person or another. You're just rooting for one, Cactus not to kill himself, and two, just for the coolness to keep going, because it was a really cool match. There were no real like signature spots except for like the DDT, the underhook DDT. And I did like how when Sting went for the Scorpion Deathlock, they just like oozed off the stage. They were just like,
yes, they melted off the stage.
Yeah. It's
they
like,
were just kind of like,
yeah.
That actually made me laugh.
Yeah.
The Bang Bang was cool.
Classic.
We need to implement that somehow. And yeah, the finish was from the first camera angle, it looked like Sting was 1.5 miles away from.
Yeah, it did look like he was far.
Like really far. I was like, how the fuck is he gonna? But then they brought it to the side and it wasn't nearly. It was still really far, but not nearly as far. So when Sting got the win, of course, 10-year-old me was like going nuts. Adult me was also like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Only one thing that I kind of wish they would have done differently in this match is that I wish it would have been for the title. Like I think it would have been cooler. I think it would have popped the crowd more.
Yeah, I think he was already set up to go meet Vader for the title.
Yeah.
To defend it.
Yep.
But I do like how they played into his broken ribs and
sure did.
I like that. And they kind of put Sting over as a babyface, being like, this isn't a title match, and yet he's still going out there giving it his all. But I still wish it was for the title. But what a great match! What a fun, great match! I love Surfer Sting.
Yeah,
fucking
I love watching this too, man. So, all right, AJ, kick us off, man. How many marks out of 10 do you give it, my friend?
Well, how many marks do I give the? I'll go 7. It's another good solid 7 for me. Nothing really on the line, but I'll go 7.5 just because it was cool to see Surfer Sting again, and Cactus Jack is just fucking awesome. So yeah, 7.5 smelly marks.
The Primos.
Well, the Primos will give this. I gotta go on a scale of 10 marks. I'm gonna go.
Smelly
8,
too.
I'm gonna go 8 out of 10 very smelly marks. I thought for 2 reasons. Number one, you're getting early Cactus Jack. That's awesome.
Sure.
And also, everybody from my generation and the generation before me loved Surfer Sting. So
best.
I will never not love that.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm right
and
there too.
Also, the chaos of the match, the way they started the match, they told the story there.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't get over how they started and finished the match in the same spot.
Yeah.
My ideal wrestling match amongst anybody, I like my big guys hoss fights, but I like fast and furious matches. I love those those, hardcore, 10, 12, 15-minute heaters where like it's just constant action, whether they're punching or just like constant, like there's no breaks, like they're constantly going at it. So I love these kind of matches. I'm agreeing with AJ here. I'm going to go with like a 7.5 because, there wasn't no stakes on it. I mean, it was a pay-per-view match, and they were working towards the Vader thing. But, hang on, I got to sneeze.
While Dirty is sneezing, he's back.
Yeah, I'm back. Okay. Yeah, so, so I'm going to go 7.5, man. But, I love these kind of matches. And, I mean, who don't love Mick Foley, watching Mick take bumps? Like, whoo, the man had no worry at all about any single bone or anything in his body. So
no.
All right, guys.
Fuck bones.
Yeah. So next week we're gonna watch Goldberg versus Hogan when Goldberg wins the title. I was in the house that night, so this was going to be fun for me to go back and watch, and maybe I can come up with some things I remember that happened that night. But I was very high up in the Georgia Dome. Probably, I was probably knocking pigeons off my seat to sit down. I'm pretty sure I was that high. So, probably about as high as I am today. Oh,
very good.
There it is.
Brought it all
there
back.
it is. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that one, man. Dylan's going to be with us next week, so we're going to be covering that one. So that's going to do it for this week, boys. Good match there for the Dropkick discussion of the week.
Woo!
Hey, this is Buck Nasty, Bucky Collins, and you're listening to Sit Down Marks.
All right, time for the interview for this week. Now, that guy that you just heard talking, Bucky Collins, he's in a cage match against Connor Hopkins this Saturday night, April 23rd, at the Zawa Live 5-year anniversary show in Dixon, Illinois. Me and Primo had the pleasure of speaking with Connor Hopkins. He is the handsome coyote in Those Damn Coyotes. He corrected me. I've been calling them. It's those. So I got that right. And I had a blast talking to him, man. You guys are going to love Connor Hopkins, man. And if you don't know him already, man, go look up some of his stuff. You're going to hear us talk about him and Hartenbauer's match, and that kind of stuff. He's had this basically 2-year rivalry with Bucky Collins. Primo, man, I mean, you just know this guy's going to have a great career in wrestling, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I said it last night, great looking kid. And he's great at what he's currently into. He's got a good personality, great, coming up in his wrestling. He's young and he's hungry. He's super hungry. So I am excited to watch him grow and see where he goes.
Yeah, and he's you're going to learn all about him here, but he's got the biggest match in his career thus far coming up this Saturday night. So, without further ado, here's the interview with the wild child from Those Damn Coyotes, Connor Hopkins. Man, could you imagine, let's just talk about this for a second. Can you imagine, we're sitting here today and it's 3 days away from being in a cage match? How would you feel right now?
Your first cage match and the first cage match in the Midwest in 50 years.
Yes.
It's no pressure.
Yeah, blow off from, somebody has to win this rivalry, a 2-year rivalry that, I mean, this kid's got a lot going for him, but I mean, I tell you what, man, me and Primo, like I said, we talked to him, I tell you what, I seen it, man. He's ready. He's ready to take it on, man. He's ready. He wants to put on a show, but mainly he wants to come out with that win. One of the nicest guys that we've talked to, man. He was super cool, man.
Loved having him on. I can't wait to have him back on. We will definitely get him on back in the future.
Definitely will. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. So yeah, you heard us talk about it, but I'm going to say it one more time. Come meet me and AJ this Saturday in Dixon, Illinois for that 5-year Zawa Live anniversary show. It is very close to selling out. So if you haven't got tickets, please get them right now. It's going to be the biggest show in history. And I'm telling you, man, it's going to be a party, man. I'm ready, AJ. You ready to go to Dixon, brother?
Yes.
Always throwing them curveballs. I love it. All right, so yeah.
No, I am super excited. I've been looking forward to the show for pretty much since their last show ended, and I found out that they were doing the 5-year anniversary. I've been so hyped for the show. I can't wait.
Yeah, man, it's going to be so good. I'm excited too, man. So come check us out over there in Dixon this Saturday. All right, boys, it's time to move on here. Let's finish up and do our final draft added to our promotions. You know, like I said, we started this thing up, I think about 6-7 months ago, roughly. And here we are in the final draft. So just kind of quickly give you guys what we've been doing. We've been drafting promotions. We've been drafting singles, tag teams, women's tag teams, all that kind of stuff. We're building these virtual promotions. Now, in just a few months, we're going to be having a kind of a virtual Marks promotions tournament. And basically, we're going to be delivering our best singles, tags, women's, all that kind of stuff into a tournament, and we're going to be putting our guys against each other. So just kind of let you know where we are, Primo, and that pretty good. Say it, Primo.
That is the pretty good wrestling promotion.
There you go. So he's got
pretty good.
MJF, Darby Allin, Adam Cole, Miro, Brock Lesnar, Johnny Gargano, and Jeff Hardy. His tag teams are the Young Bucks, Good Brothers, the Briscoes, MSK, and 2.0. His women picks are Asuka, Deonna Purrazzo, Thunder Rosa, AJ Lee, Rhea Ripley. His GM is the Sheriff Steve Austin. His manager valet is Paul Heyman, and his faction is Evolution. And he just added Cardona, Trey Miguel, and John Moxley the last draft. All right, so AJ's Glue Factory Wrestling, he's got Bryan Danielson, Finn Balor, CM Punk, Malachi Black, AJ Styles, Cesaro, and Daniel Makabe. His tag teams are FTR, Lucha Brothers, New Day, Jurassic Express, and the Varsity Blonde. Yes. His women's roster is Britt Baker, Becky Lynch, Bayley, Chris Statlander, and Alexa Bliss. His manager is the Sensational Sherry. His GM is Lanny Poffo. His faction is The Shield, and he recently just added Will Ospreay, Dan Lambert, and Carmelo Hayes to the roster. Now, finally, my heels on top, the hot wrestling promotion. We got Chris Jericho, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Jay Lethal, Sasha Banks, Edge, Jungle Jack Perry. My tag teams are the Usos, RK Bro, Red Dragon, Finn Juice, and the Street Profits. My women's roster is Charlotte, Bianca, Camille, Ronda Rousey, and Jade Cargill. My manager is Miss Elizabeth. My GM is Teddy Long, and my faction is the Four Horsemen. And I just recently added Okada, Hangman Adam Page, and Alex Hammerstone. All right, so today we're adding our final picks. We're giving 2 picks today. Anybody's on the board except for Roman Reigns. So, and we're also putting in today, you can also pick a classic wrestler, alive or dead, to add to your promotion. So I think the way it goes, I believe AJ is first this time, me, Primo, and then we'll snake it back up. So Primo would basically make 2 picks back to back, and then we'll be done with this thing. So AJ, make your first pick, man. It can be any pick. It can be a tag team, a woman, a valet, a classic wrestler. Who's your first pick for this week's Glue Factory?
Glue Factory Wrestling, for their first pick, chooses Primo. Read the text. Who's my first pick? My first pick is
Nakamura.
Thank you. Like you did that right away and didn't miss it at all. My first pick is King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura. My boy, I love him so much. Get in the glue factory.
Can't go wrong with that. With my first pick, I'm going to shore up my singles roster. I'm going with a guy from the NWA. I'm going with Aaron Stevens.
Aaron
Add him
Stevens
to my roster.
Interesting.
Yeah. Love his wrestling intellect. He's great on the mic. So that leaves Primo to make 2 picks to shore up your roster here to finish up the draft.
Okay.
Do.
So I could pick anyone.
Except for
anyone
Roman
not
Reigns.
Roman.
Okay. The pretty good wrestling promotion selects in the final draft Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Very nice. Very nice. No chance.
I like it.
No chance in hell.
That's very good.
All right, so that's your first pick, Primo.
Yep. That didn't count as my legend. That was more of my classic.
Sure.
Because my classic is none other than the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. All right, so that leaves it up to me now with my last pick, and I'm gonna go with the classic pick, man. I'm going with the man himself. He just passed away, man, so I'm still thinking about him. He's my second favorite wrestler of all time, so I'm going with Razor as my classic pick. So I'm gonna stick with Razor Ramon.
Is he Razor or is he Scott?
He's Razor. I'm going with Razor because that's why I fell in love with was Razor. AJ, your final pick, sir.
Well, I mean, if I'm going to take a classic pick, it's going to be Surfer Sting.
There you go.
Obviously, there we go. I thought for sure that you guys, one of you were going to go. So we're going to go
pre-96 Sting.
Yes, pre-96, and we're going to go Surfer Sting, not Crow Sting, even though I love Crow Sting. Surfer Sting.
All right, so that's going to round out and our final draft. You won't have to listen to us do this anymore. You'll just hear about how we're going to do the whole tournament come down sometime in June. So that's going to complete our virtual promotions. I had a blast drafting.
Yeah.
That was fun, man.
Let me tell you.
It was cool to go back and look at these rosters.
Pretty good wrestling promotion is pretty damn good.
I mean, yeah.
All
three of them should be, though.
They're all three. Stacked.
Let's think of some of them that didn't get picked. Samoa Joe.
Sure.
Kenny Omega. Did he get picked?
Yep. Kenny Omega, we put him because he was on disabled list. I think
that's true.
Moose did not get picked.
Did Drew McIntyre get picked?
Did not get picked.
No, Drew McIntyre. No.
Oh man, no Happy Corbin.
No Madcap Moss.
No Butch.
No Butch.
No Butch.
Oh wow.
No Doink.
No Doink. Oh,
no
that's
Doink. Classic.
Gobbledygooker.
No gobbledygooker.
No.
All right, good stuff there, boys. We'll circle back to that in June and work on this tournament. It's going to be fun. Let's get to these MMA picks here, boys. So we had 2 picks last week. You guys actually picked 2 separate picks. So we're going to start with AJ in the main event. You were 43 and 42. Oh, he left.
Yep.
He'll be back. All right, Primo, let's start with you then.
Yep.
Primo, we'll start with you. So your pick of the week, you were 10 and 6 coming into this show last week. So, all right. So what was the guy's name again? I have a hard time picking it. It was
Gadziev.
Elzor Gadziev. All right. Let's see if you help the gamblers out this week or not. Yep. It was a crazy ending, man. Like he had his hand on the ground and he got kneed, right? So they went to the scorecards and that's how he lost.
Yes.
Right? So yeah. So so that is no fun there. So
it went
so
to the decision,
that'll drop you to 10 and 7, and we'll come back to your pick here. So let's get back to AJ.
Yeah.
AJ, you are 43 and 42. heading into this week.
Ooh.
You picked Muhammad to win the main event in the welterweight bout. Let's see if you were right. Hey!
Yes! 2 above 500, motherfuckers. 44
44 and 42.
Yes.
Is where you're sitting. So let's get to your pick here, AJ. This week's pick, you're going to pick a women's match. So it's the UFC Apex Las Vegas, Nevada, the women's strawweight bout.
Yeah.
Strawweight?
Strawweight.
Was that like 70 pounds?
Like what scarecrows are made of, yes.
Or like what you drink soda out of.
I couldn't find any nicknames. Maybe Primo can see. But all right, so main event, the number 10 ranked Amanda Limos is 11-1-1. She's from Brazil. She's 5'4" and she's got a 65-inch reach. She is fighting the number 1 ranked Jessica Andrade, 22-9. She's from Brazil as well, 5'1", and she's got a 62-inch reach. You want to go with the number 10 ranked or the number 1 ranked?
I'm gonna go with the shorter girl with the smaller reach.
Gotcha.
Because when she gets inside, she'll be like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, she's a stud. She's
punching the fun bags.
Yep, yes. right in the old meat baskets.
They will. Yeah, so I mean that's going to be a good fight there, man. So Amanda's kind of come on here lately, but you know Andrade's still a bad girl in that division. So, all right, Primo, let's see if we can get you back on track, man. We got Clay Guida's fighting on this card. Macy Barber's fighting on this card. What are you thinking here, man?
So actually, you mentioned Clay Guida, the veteran there at the beginning there. So the co-main is actually where I'm going to go with here. Him and El Nino, Claudio Puelles, they are going up against each other, and they're actually, I gotta say, the odds are pretty even.
Odds are even.
But Clay Guida being the veteran,
terrible.
El Nino's young, and he's got a better reach, a little taller. Clay Guida's 40. So sure. I'm going to go with El Nino, Claudio Puelles.
The baby.
All right. I like it. We'll see if we can, Primo can help out the gamblers this week. So should be a good card there going down. Some pretty good undercards. So definitely going to be a good one. All right, AJ, it's time to close the show, brother.
Oh, brother. Hulk Hogan. Well, please listen to us wherever you get your podcasts.
Yes, sir.
Spotify, Apple, and others.
Apple.
Also, listen to us right here every Wednesday live on YouTube around 6:30, generally. That's Central Standard Time. And then we have merch. It's at tpublic.com/stores/sit-down-marks. And we have t-shirts, baby clothes, sweatshirts, not hats yet, but hats might be in the works a little bit.
In the works.
Coffee mugs, stickers, magnets, all the fun stuff. Go buy that. That link again is tpublic.com/stores/sit-down-marks. And thank you so much for all that you do, you lovely bastards.
Yeah, man, pretty wild. So next week's the final pot of the month already. Holy shit. Primo, give us the preview, brother.
Let's get the preview of next week.
So the final pot of the month already. We would give you our Rebellion reactions and cover the week as usual. Next week is a big one because a friend of the pod and any road tripper, Dylan, joins the pod. Also, he's got a blog out there. Go check that out as well. He joins the pod for the first time to review Goldberg versus Hogan on Nitro in '98. Talk wrestling with us, of course, and tell us all about a really cool blog he writes each week about the big red. Okay.
I can't.
It's the face that you make because you go like you know it's coming because you go like you're talking normally, and then you go.
Oh, we're also going to cover DB and AJ's big weekend at Zawa Live. Going to be a fun one. Join us, won't you? We'll see you there, Marks. Thanks, y'all, for checking us out each week. We appreciate it. We love you, and see you next week.
All right, you guys got any last notes, man? Saturday, man, we're going to be in Dixon, Illinois for that big show, the Zawa Live 5-year anniversary. Come see us. Come get some free merch, man. If you listen to the pod, come tell us. Talk to us about it, man. I'm excited for it. AJ, I can't wait to go, man. We always have a blast when we go.
Every time.
You know, it's going to be great, man. I'm ready. Are you?
Yep, absolutely. I've been doing nothing to prepare. I mean, what do you do to prepare? I just want to go. Like I want it to be Saturday now. It's good. Oh, another thing, it's going to be beautiful outside, so it's going to be a nice drive up there. Like I can't wait. Everything about it is going to be great.
You should paint your face.
I will paint my face.
You definitely should paint your face.
Yeah, I'm down for that. I'm going to paint glasses on.
I'll give you the update.
Like I'll put my contacts in, but then I'll paint the glasses on my face.
Or just keep the glasses and put the tape on them like the Dudley Boys.
Or what was that silly fuck's name that was with the Bushwhackers? No, Jameson. There we go.
Yeah.
Remember Jameson?
Mm-hmm.
Dirty, you remember Jameson?
It's like it's like the music when the Grim Reaper is coming, right? Like
it is, yes.
Like,
that's exactly what it is.
It's creepy, man. It's good stuff.
It's great. It's great.
All right, boys. Well, looking forward to this weekend show, man. Thank you, guys. I had a blast.
Yeah.
Good to see you, boys, as always. Appreciate your time. And that's going to do it, AJ. Take us home, Daddy.
Bang, bang.
I got too high before this pod. Go.
Do it again. Do it again.
Grab them cakes.